It sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched, and they withered because they had no root. Other seed fell among the thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still other seed fell on the good soil, where it produced a crop, 160 or 30 times what it was sown.
Yes.
Whoever has ears, let them hear. And so here we have this parable. Back in the day, in Jewish times, parables were taught with a hidden meaning. And there was rabbis, which were teachers of the Jewish law. They would teach in a way that calls the disciples to dig for the meaning. And those who didn't dig really weren't interested in becoming a disciple. It's kind of like Kenny and I were driving down the road yesterday, and we were kind of having this conversation, and I was kind of telling where I was going with the message. And he said, oh, so it's kind of like a treasure being buried in a field, and only a certain number of people just saying, yeah, I'm going to go dig and dig and dig until I find that treasure. And I said, yeah, and then everybody else sits on the side and says, I just want to wait till they dig it up, and then I'm going to see if I can get a piece of it, or just a glance of it, or something like that.
Yeah.
And so when the rabbis would speak in this parable, kind of, it was with the intention that you had to dig for it, that it wasn't just going to be given to you.
Right.
And so when someone puts a title, the parable of the sower, I think more is said here about the soil than anything else.
Yes.
And so at service level, we may think that we are the sower. We may think the Lord is saying, hey, when you go to sow seed, I want you to sow, that there's different paths that you can sow, different soils that you can sow in. And so we put ourselves in the narrative of the sower as if we are the sower. Sometimes we think we're the seed.
Come on now.
Like we're just going to bloom where we're planted. And I'm not knocking any of that. I love that analogy. But in this parable here, we are not the sower, neither are we the seed. We are the soil. The sower is the farmer. The sower is God. Thank you, Lord. He is the one that sows the seed. Okay, the seed is the gospel that is spread to all generously. You will see in just a little bit. So the soil is us. The soil is people. The soil is human hearts. So I ask you again, which soil are you? In this parable, we see 4 different types of soil, but truly one will cultivate an environment for the seed to grow and spread and expand. That is the good soil or the fertile soil. Thank you, Amber. So let's take a closer look at these 3 soils. The one in the middle is what you would call a path, or a footpath, or a pathy soil. Obviously, there's something on either side of the soil, and somebody wants to get from one destination all the way to another destination. And so what do they do if I'm new to the area and I'm thinking, well, I want to get over there, and I see this path, naturally I'm going to jump on it, and I'm just going to follow aimlessly down the path to get to the destination that I'm wanting to go. So I follow the path that someone else has already laid. Why would I go in the grass? It might be snakes. Could be bugs. Could be anything in the grass. Why would I get off the path? Something may jump out.
Come on.
So I stick to what I know, stick to what I can see.
Yes.
So the path or the footpath, the pathy soil, the King James Version says the wayside, is the familiar path made by frequent travelers. That soil doesn't really understand, it just follows the path that has been set by those who have come before. Seed is sown on this path, but it's snatched away by the enemy. Nothing, as long as people are constantly back and forth on this path, nothing is going to grow in that soil. So simply stated, they are not just ready to receive, they are just not ready to receive the word. They aren't there yet, and really it's not their fault.
Come on.
It's really not their fault. They're just following the path.
Following the path
That someone else has laid.
Yes.
The next one is the rocky places over here. Anybody ever dug up a garden?
Yeah.
When my grandparents did gardens, it's like, oh, last year we didn't have these rocks, but all of a sudden, and sometimes the grandkids will take rocks and throw them in the yard or throw them in, and that is a big no-no around my grandparents' house. No, if you see a rock, you put it where the rocks go. Don't put it where my garden goes. Because if not, they're having to till it, and they're having to gather, and they're having to rake out the rocks, and they're having to clear it from all of these rocks so that something can grow. But the rocky places, it could be called the shallow soil with underlying rock. You think, oh, this is a good place to plant something, and then all of a sudden, when you start to dig, you realize there's something there. Another version calls it the stony places. This soil understands that we need to receive the seed, but we have no depth. The rocky places do not provide an environment for the seed to take root. So although it is sown, it stays there just a little bit until the roots try to grow down and realize there's nothing to catch on to.
Nothing to catch
And eventually, it just dies.
Jesus.
So when hardships come, the seed falls away, or it just simply leaves. The next soil on the right is the thorns. I think all versions call it the thorns. Thorns or thorns. I don't think you got another word for thorns. But this one understands and provides an environment for the seed to grow, but worries about the cares of the world. So it chokes you out, chokes out the seed that was sown. We're the soil, not the seed. We put ourselves in the place of the seed and say, oh yeah, the world's choked us out. But listen, how many seeds have you choked out? Okay?
All right.
I mean,
Come on.
I know I can be a thorn sometimes. I'm going to speak for me because all of y'all are pleasant and nice and caring and y'all don't say anything that's not nice. I'm going to speak for myself. I could be quite a thorn. Or many.
Yes. Come on, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord, I did.
So we're the soil. Which soil are you? Are you the soil that just continues to tell people the same thing, even though they don't understand?
Jesus.
Are you the rocks that acts like, you're a good place for somebody to settle and then realize there's no depth to your substance? Or are you the thorns that just is very not welcoming? They think the seed can be planted and then it just chokes them out because you haven't dealt with other stuff.
Right.
So all three soils have the potential to be good soil because the fourth soil type in that was a good soil.
Jesus.
So the thing about this, it's not just a parable about 4 types of soil. It's a parable about 3 types of soil that all have a potential to be the good soil.
Yes.
Like regardless of our circumstances, even the worst soil can be brought back to life.
Yes, it can.
Folks, I don't know about you, but that is the gospel message for me. That is the good news that my soil, that my heart, that this stony heart, that this rough heart, that this rough place, this place that has experienced hardships can be turned into a place that provides an environment for the seed to take off and to grow and to spread and to expand.
Jesus.
But all myself here. Often I entertain the cares of the world or what other people think or other things that just pray about it. And there's nothing wrong with praying about it. There's nothing that, just take it to God, sister. There's nothing wrong with all of that. But sometimes I love Alicia's word, and I'm going to put her on the spot. It's been the season of her life where we just spiritually bypass situations and issues without really getting to the root issue. Look, if you're going to be in this place, we're going to deal with root issues. There's just no getting away from it.
Yes.
You show up, you're going to hear about it.
Right. Come on now.
You're going to hear people get in a conversation with you talking about the deep places of their life.
Yes. Yes.
Not trying to pull it out of you, but you're going to realize, ooh, that was deep. That came from a deep place that has been buried and covered over for years.
Jesus.
And so, thank the Lord that even the worst soil can be brought back to life. God is not a respecter of persons.
He's not.
When it comes to where He sows His seed.
Jesus.
Come on now.
Our soil or our soul, okay?
Come on.
Our condition or our diagnosis is not permanent.
Come
on.
Thank you, Lord.
Jesus.
So wherever we land in these three soils, we have the opportunity to make this a fertile place once again.
Jesus.
Amen?
Amen.
Keep switching out. How about that? Running all the batteries out. The next slide, Amber. Here is the sower. You have the path, the rocky places, the thorny places. You have the good soil. And you have the sower.
Jesus.
The sower is always sowing.
Come on.
That's how I know that we're not the sower in the pyramid. Listen, this sower has to stop. This sower gets tired of sowing to the same places over and over and over again. I know y'all sitting in the same place as me. I know y'all get tired. How do I know that? Because we're human.
Yes.
But this sower here, Father God, Lord Almighty, however you want to call Him this morning, the sower is always sowing, regardless of the condition of the soil. It almost seems wasteful to some of us. Almost seems wasteful. But He is relentless and determined so that His seed will grow and spread and expand. Relentless God.
Amen.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
I mean, that's the God that I serve, because with dealing with me, He has to be a relentless God. He has to be a determined God. He has to be a persistent and a consistent God. He has to be someone that catches my attention.
Right.
He doesn't just look at the condition of our hearts to see if we are worthy of His seed. Humans do that. But not God. God just keeps sowing and sowing and sowing and sowing and sowing and
Sowing.
and
Sowing.
and
Sowing.
and
Sowing.
and
Sowing.
and sowing.
He
keeps sowing and sowing and sowing. His desire is that we will desire His seed, that He sows through His consistency, and get this, His unbiased love.
Tell it.
Ooh, He just keeps sowing and sowing and sowing and sowing. One blogger said this: God, the sower, goes out to sow the scattered seed generously, almost wastefully, everywhere. On the road, among the rocks, among the thorns, on bad soil, and on rich soil. No farmer would ever do this. Who would waste seed on soil that can never produce a harvest? God, it seems, doesn't ask that question, but simply keeps scattering the seed everywhere, over generously, without calculating whether it is a good investment or not in terms of return. That is how I know that we are not the sower here.
Come on now.
We are simply the soil. If we were the soil and when we don't understand, we just follow the path that others have followed, or if we are shallow and rocky, or if we allow our thorns to rob us of the seed, He still keeps sowing.
Yes,
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Hoping one day that we will dig and break up our path, break up our soil, loosen that hard ground, taking out the rocks, pulling up the thorns so that we can be the kind of soil in which the seed of God grows and spreads. See, this is not it. We don't just trade our path for the good soil. We have to dig. We have to plow. We have to till. We have to loosen. We have to break it up. And folks, if you don't know already, that's hard work. If you haven't done that and you say, sister, I don't know what you're talking about today, you haven't dug. You don't know what digging is. You don't even have a tool in your tool shed to do the hard work. And I'm not fussing at you. I'm not trying to eat it, but to have the good soil, it is work. Do we work for our salvation? Oh no. No way. But listen, I want to have a right heart. I want to have a clean spirit. I want my heart to be traded in for a heart of flesh that can feel, that can move, that can breathe, instead of a heart that is so hardened. Because I follow the same path.
Right. Jesus.
The next slide is this. Which soil are you and how fertile is your soul or your soil? Which path are you? Which soil are you? I believe we can be all three at different times.
That's right.
But the goal is the same. Be the soil that promotes fertility for seeds that God sows. They come every day. The seeds are given every single day, all day. All day. And if there is nothing growing in our life and everything is dead, it is time to take note. Everything in your life cannot be dead. I promise there is something that has taken root that you just are oblivious to. Everything in your life cannot be dead. We want to think it is. We want to say, I just want to feel alive again.
Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
Then take note. Look at the things that are living and see how those things are living. Because if you are alive, you are living.
Come on.
Everything else in your life may seem dead, but the fact that you still have breath in your body, that you are alive, someone has been taking care of you. Somebody has been taking care of you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Listen, this area might be dead, but guess what? I'm going to try to dig it up. I'm going to loosen it up. I'm going to try to get it and plow it. And then rebuild it because these pastors, they're going on and trying to do anything for us. Every seed is wasted in our marriage.
Jesus.
You're just doing the same thing, getting the same results, and still mad because you haven't tried nothing different. Your relationship with your children are still estranged because you ain't done nothing different. And I said, ain't.
Come on, man.
All these other relationships, all these other areas, all your workplace, all the finances, all this stuff, it's not dead. It's just waiting to be plowed up, to take a good look at it, to see the hardships in your soil, to say what can go, what needs to go. And that thorny stuff that you got in here, not other people got in here.
Come on, man.
But you got in here. It keeps pricking everybody every time you turn around, but you done dealt with stuff.
Jesus.
Come on, preach.
Listen, the Lord gives us those thorns, I believe, or allows those thorns to remain, so that we can say, wonder why
Lord, help me.
I keep
doing
that.
it.
Wonder why I keep feeling that.
Why?
I wonder why I keep reacting like that.
Same way.
I wonder why when people share their good news with me, I immediately get upset. I wonder why when people act a certain way, then I act a certain way. That it's not nice. Just leave it there.
Yeah.
Which type of soil are you?
Oh, get
Many times, our soil just kills the seed. Maybe our path is so familiar we can't nurture the seed that is sown. Or perhaps we have too many hardships and refuse to dig out the rocks of our soil.
Come on.
Or we just care too much about the wrong things and it chokes out the seed that could really have blossomed.
Yes.
How many seeds have I wasted?
I've wasted.
Anybody else feel like they probably wasted some seeds? I'm telling you. It's just 10 of us in here. Anybody else want to raise their hand? Oh, good. 2 hands? Yeah. Yeah, the feet and the other feet. Do the hokey pokey in a minute. I'm telling you, we wasted. I've wasted. Yes. The next slide, the parable is supposed to provoke us to be changed and refined so that we can receive the seed that God is sowing in our lives.
Yes.
Amen. So how do we remove the rocks, pull out the thorns, break up the path? Carl Stevens writes this: if we resist being unsettled and loosened and turn into good soil, then the religiosity that has gotten us this far will begin to slip away. We will abandon the spiritual life and say that it was doing nothing for us. But if we accept our discomfort and truly listen with open ears, even knowing that what we hear might change and disrupt us, we will begin to grow and find our capacity to see and hear expanding day by day.
Yes.
Folks, life isn't about finding religion. That's why you hear so many people coming out today saying, I'm losing my religion. Listen, don't be so quick to judge that statement. I'm losing my faith. It doesn't mean that they're losing the church, leaving the church. It doesn't mean that they're leaving God. It just means that I am losing this religious suit that I have put on and others have put on me for years. When people say in the media, this is a hot topic now. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some people come out saying, I'm losing my faith, and other Christians have been quite judgmental to say beliefs. It doesn't mean that they are stepping out on God. It means that they're stepping out and finding God in a way that is specific for them. It doesn't mean they're saying, I don't want anything to do with the church. It means that what has happened this far has not brought me any closer to God. And there's things that I have done, and I've looked around the church, and I say, this is not right. And I dig a little further, and I look at the church again, and I say, this is not right. And I look again, and I look a little deeper, and I say, this is not right. I think those folks are leaving, saying, they're not really leaving the church, but they're saying they're leaving, they're losing the religiosity of what that is all about. And if you've looked at the news lately, there's a lot of stuff inside the church that's not right. Things that should not be happening in the church. Things that are an abomination from God. People in the pulpit. Things happening that never should be. So guess where God sows the seed? All those places. Places that we wouldn't even sow the seed. Listen, Jonah didn't want to sow the seed, even though he was the sower in this. He didn't want to take God's seed and sow it in Nineveh. So what did he do? Go settle for a comfortable life and flourish it. And it wasn't cozy in Nineveh. So I wonder what type of soil he was. He wouldn't let something else grow. He was choking it out. He was choking it out. So how do we break up that path? Wednesday night is a great place to start.
Come on, man.
Our EHS courses, I'm telling you,
Yes.
Yes.
if you had any questions about why do I feel a certain way or why does these things keep happening, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
just the dialogue that we have here from now until February would be a good place to start. Jump in anytime.
Yes, yes.
How else do we break up that path from compassion and practice? Compassion has to be practiced. Do you know that?
Yeah.
It doesn't just happen naturally.
Right.
Compassion has to be practiced. By practicing stillness and silence, that's hard.
It is.
Through realizing the path may have been cliff notes handed down from all sorts of people. We have been pointed in all sorts of directions. Some people say hold on, others say let go. Shout to the Lord, sing to the Lord. Be quiet before the Lord.
Come on now.
Speak up. Shut up. I mean, we've been told a lot of things.
Yes.
When I talk about the cliff notes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. If anybody's brought their notebook or I handed you a notebook this morning, stand up. Just hold it up.
Jesus.
All right. So they have these notebooks. And these are really on this back to school list when you go to get back to school stuff for kids. And what happens is the teacher wants them to write their notes in these notebooks. Right? Because it's important. What they have to teach is very important. So you're going to be tested on this stuff. Everything I tell you to put in these notebooks, you're going to be tested on. And so you're going to have to write and take notes. And if I give you a review and you don't have your notes in there, then you're probably not going to get a good grade. Right? So you show up for the test, you're like, was it in there? And the teacher says, well, it wasn't there. You should have known. Okay? What we do in Christianity, and this is not big because I do it too, because my children, I have to make sure that I am pointing them, and I know we say we're pointing them to the Word of God. And y'all heard me use this analogy, but I felt like this was a powerful analogy this morning, so just get the picture. We take our notes from what the preacher preaches or the teacher teaches, and we don't do the digging. We don't see if it's real. We don't see. I've sat where you have sat many of times until I had to put this into your hands and say, oh, Lord.
Jesus.
It's one thing to be a receiver. It's a whole other thing to be one that gives out. And so what I realized that over the years, my mom and my grandmama, my aunt, my uncle, my cousins, people who are sitting further along in this thing called life, took some notes. So when I had a problem, guess what happened? Old Paw would come and say, let me tell you what worked for me. And I'm sure he has copied scripture from this word and put it in this notebook. And this is his account, and this is what worked for him, and it seems good, and so I try to do what Paw does. And guess what? It ain't working. But thank you, Paw. I want to throw this out because I'm going to keep it. Thank you. And then my grandma comes on.
Jesus.
And I love my grandma. Oh, I love my grandma. Oh. And she says, and I say, you know, Paw was telling me some things. And this ain't working for me. And she said, well, baby, it's all right. You know what? Let me tell you about hospital. And then I'm going to give you something. And so she passes on to me how the Lord has been faithful and worked because she's done certain things. And I said, Grandma, this is real good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so I listened to everything she has to say, and I realized, ooh, that's not working for me either. I'm sure there's scriptures in there. There's things in this word that's in here. And I'm going to take this too, and I'm going to say thank you. I wouldn't dare throw it out. Because it's her life. This is her life notes. This is her cliff notes. And then my sister comes in. And she said, look, I know you're struggling. I didn't even ask for advice. But she sees me struggling.
Jesus.
And you know the ones that just want to offer you that advice because they think you need it. And they just say, look, you need to do this. Don't listen to what Mama and Papa says. Listen, I got the goods right here and I'm going to tell you. And so she tells me and I collect her cliff notes too. And I realize not really working in there.
Mm.
But I wouldn't dare throw it away.
Right.
Because I wouldn't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what to do. I've got so many people's stuff, and finally I'm just like, look, this thing ain't working for me. And then my brother comes in, and he says, sis, you know, I've got my book too.
Yeah.
And I see everybody else telling you their story. But you know, all I have is another book that worked for me. I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, you're going to have to find God for yourself.
For yourself. Come on now.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
All these other people that found God, that was great. And that can help you in hard times. But you're going to have to find God for yourself.
For yourself. Come on.
So you know who the one's been breaking up the soil in their own life? Loosening that dirt.
Jesus.
Knowing that everybody's got to do it themselves.
Yeah.
Listen, nobody can dig up your soil for you.
Right.
The only other person that can do that is Jesus. But guess what? He's not going to sit there and do all the work while you glean from everything in this life, because you're not going to learn your lesson. You're not going to build the muscles that you need to operate in this life. And so you know what I do? I take my brother's notebook and I say, brother, I'm so thankful for this. I'm going to read it to you. I'm not going to throw it away. Because this is your story and this is what worked for you. And I'm going to extend grace, because I had some feelings up in my mind from my papa and my mama and my sister that handed me their stuff. And it seemed like it was pretty rigid. But you know what? My brother has been so gracious to me.
Jesus.
That I'm going to extend that same grace and realize this is what worked for him. And that's okay. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing wrong with people's stories and people's lives. And I think we glean from those. We draw strength from those. And they even copy down this book and put it in there. And, you know, but we've got to find God for ourselves. So stand with me.
Jesus.
Right quick, before we do the baby dedication, I want you to grab a partner right beside you. One-on-one, grab a partner. If you're married, get your spouse. If you're not married, get your other neighbor. Or not married, and your spouse is not here today, grab your other neighbor. I don't know what I just said. Somebody's laughing, but it's all right. I want you to ask your neighbor, turn to your neighbor, and say, what kind of soil are you?